ถึงที่รักปากน้ำโพเคยควงโชว์ที่ท่าตะโกตอนงานสงกรานต์จากไปไกลโพ้นยังคิดถึงคนนครสวรรค์
G'day viewers, just down had a bit of a drive out of Melbourne today, and we've come down to it's about 50 k's out of Melbourne to a place called Warburton, just outside Warburton. We've come down to the Californian Redwood tree plantation, pretty well known around these parts, and you do have a lot of people that like to come down here and have a look. So I've come down on a weekday because it gets pretty busy. Not too many people here at the moment, so we'll go have a bit of a look. Like I said, about 50 k's out of Melbourne. I've been up here once before, but last time I come here it was too busy and couldn't get a car spot. That was around Christmas time. So, like I said, look, it's what is it? The nearly the end of May. Heading into Melbourne winter next month. But it's not a bad day today. Anyway, these are the Californian redwood trees. And they were planted here by the Board of Works, the Melbourne Board of Works or the Warburton Board of Works back in the 1930s. They're obviously native to California in the States, but they obviously were planted here back in the 1930s for experimental purposes, I believe. I don't know what experimental purposes it was, but that's what it says. Apparently there's about 1,500 trees here. They all range from about 20 metres high. Apparently the tallest one's about 55 metres. Around this area, I usually come down here every year, usually around Christmas and Easter, with the family and friends. We usually camp down this way around Warburton. Obviously, since COVID-19, we've been able to do not much, so it's good to get out here and have a bit of a look around. Now these redwood trees are pretty quiet. Couple of cooeys you can hear, the Australian cooee call. There's just rows and rows of these redwood trees. So if you do come down to the Redwood, Californian Redwood Tree Reserve, I suppose we call it, there's a lot of walking tracks, a few rivers and creeks. But I would recommend a couple of things if you're going to come up this way. Obviously there's no admission, you don't have to pay to get in, it's free parking. But it does get busy on the weekends. It's very busy on the weekends. So if you don't like crowds, try and get up here in the week. This is a Wednesday, I'm here on a Wednesday. It's there's a few people around, but it's fairly quiet. So it's good to get out, breathe the fresh Victorian air. So the other thing is, viewers, that if you do come to the Redwood Forest, the road coming in and going out is pretty ordinary, as you can see. It's unsealed and it's pretty rocky. And it's only one way, so cars wait for you as well. So just be mindful of when you do come up to the Redwood Forest about the road. It can get a little bit busy, you get a little bit muddy, and you need to take your time. About half a K, goes about half a K, the dirt road. Well, here we are at Cape Shank, down on the Mornington Peninsula. It's about 70 Ks outside Melbourne, down to the south. And a pretty well known place, the old Cape Shank, over the years. Anyway, we're going to have a bit of a look-see and check out the place. A lighthouse up there, as you can see, maybe in the background there on the GoPro. Anyway, we'll see you down there. So Cape Shank's really good for walks. It's got like walking tracks. It's not obviously renowned for swimming. A little bit windy down here, so you might get a bit of wind on the GoPro. There's a lighthouse up there in the distance. We've got the fishing boat coming in. It's overnight fish out in the ocean there. We'll follow this boardwalk around, as you can hopefully see. Have a cruise around there. So it's a pretty jagged coastline. Pretty spectacular, really. Reminds me of Tassie, actually, when I went around Tassie. But there's a boardwalk, as you can see. It's an easy walk, you know, anyone can do it. And like a lot of these places, these tourist areas, always good to come down here, usually in the week maybe. The weekends get pretty busy, especially in the summer months. But yeah, if you can do the weekdays, you're not going to get as many people down here. You get it to yourself, kind of thing. So that's the key anyway. If you don't like crowds, which I don't. Like, too many people like crowds, but I'm one of them. So anyway, you can get off the beaten track and off the boardwalk and get out there and walk around the rocks, do a bit of crabbing, That's what I liked doing when I was a kid. I'd come out with mum and dad and I'd get the rocks and pick the stones up and look for crabs and fish, and just loved exploring. Bit of surf's up. Surf's right up. Pretty raw. Probably just get your boogie board there and surf that coming in. You have to watch the rocks though. Have to put your wetsuit on. Well, here we are at Diamond Bay. A mate of mine, Alan, g'day Al, if you're watching, has put me onto this place. Apparently it's a bit of a hidden gem. I've never been here, but it's on the way to Sorrento, between Cape Schanck and Sorrento. It's got a lookout, and it's supposed to be pretty good. So let's go check it out. Okay, Diamond Bay. Tide's right in, but obviously you can see the sand, and it'd probably be not a bad place to have a swim in the summer months with the tide out. It's probably a really good beach to come to in the summer, but as you can see there, like I said, the tide's out. It's in a little cove, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Plenty of sand there. There's obviously some walking tracks as well around the perimeter. Anyway, let's hit the sand. Plenty of sea chooks around. We've got heaps of seagulls in Melbourne. Plenty of seagulls in Australia. No seagulls in Thailand. Anyway, the tide's right in. Beautiful sand. Oh, it got me! Oh no! Oh well. Oh well, I got my shoes and socks all wet. You gotta be real careful. Good job I brought a towel with me, not. Oh, you gotta laugh, don't you? Diamond Bay. It's a cracker. Well, here we are at Sorrento Back Beach. Another pretty well-known beach down on the Mornington Peninsula. And I spent many a time when I was a young fella down on this beach, boogie boarding and body surfing, climbing the rocks, looking for crabs. Drinking beers on the beach. Got really crowded in summer. Sometimes you couldn't get a spot to put your towel down. Got a lot of surfers out here as well. Obviously not today. It is a patrol beach. The Sorrento Surf Lifesaving Club obviously patrols here in the summer months, because the ocean here can be pretty unforgiving. Just a little bit of history on the place. We used to have a Prime Minister. He was our 17th Prime Minister in Australia. His name was Harold Holt. A lot of you guys probably know of Harold Holt and what happened to him, but for you guys who haven't, he governed Australia around 1966, 1967. And he went for a swim not far from here at another beach called Cheviot Beach, which I think is down south. And as a result, he went missing when he went for a swim, and they couldn't find him. And they mounted a fairly big operation to find him, and his body was never recovered to this day. And it's obviously highly agreed that that Harold Holt's body obviously went missing, and he's died of drowning. So a little bit of nostalgia there for you guys, a bit of history. Obviously a few conspiracy theories that he got picked up by a Chinese submarine just off the coast. But who knows? To this day, his body has never been recovered. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you with this one. I'm going to call that a vlog. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's good to be back out amongst it, and plenty of vlogs to come up in the next few months. So please, if you like the vlog, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. And as always, Jurgen Sawatikam.